It's the Caleb MTG Show.
I'm gonna grab swords here. Guide's great, of course, but maybe we'll just be like a blue-eye control deck. If you are hankering for blue-eye control, there's Riddler, 2 fetches, and an archive. I think I like a land over the path. But do I want to land over a Riddler? I've been liking Riddler. I was got unbanned? Yeah, I streamed it yesterday. Oh, nice workshops. You ever get that that big thing of goat cheese at Costco? It's just a bunch of cheese cubes encased in oil. Sunfall versus Memory Lapse. Let's lapse it up. Workshops is like, I can have a little bit of lactose sometimes. I'm like, did you ever buy the big jug of it? No, Caleb. You don't have a Costco near you. You have a Berkeley and Jensen's. Okay, yeah. Never heard of, but yeah, seems vaguely similar. You don't live in Wisconsin? Yeah. Nobody's perfect. Wow, this is a sick pack. I like Mana Leak and Oust a lot for the early game. The thing is, like, our early game's like already pretty good. I'm just gonna grab this draw spell critter. Got a little Wrath here. Cube for the Cube God. So this mixture I'm sipping was a mixed drink that I made Friday of last week. I think it tastes better now. Just left it out on my desk. I tried that with a beer the other day. It didn't go as well. That was a super not a good idea. I'm going to force negation here over a road. Get off my disgusting drinking habits. Counterspell. Love it. A little Oduar on the mana base. A little value there. I have been so busy this last week or two. My garden fucking exploded because of all the awesome rain it's been getting. I think there's just enough greens out there for the whole summer. My herb section's not doing super well. My basil never came up. But the cilantro's looking good. Yeah, the main herbs that I want fresh are cilantro, basil, and dill. And then I've got a bunch of, like, home improvement projects that I'm juggling. I think this weekend... So my deck stairs have been, like, actually dangerous, like, with, like, loose boards and stuff, and, like, the railing is, like, peeling up, and it's really bad. And I think this weekend I'm going to finally replace it. I think I'm going to finally set aside some time, maybe take an extra day off, pour some concrete, lay some stairs down. Hey, like how take K, well watch streaked. Ooh, a little Sunfall. 2 sweepers, not bad. You're building a new house this summer, fall, and you're stoked to start up a flower garden, make the yard all pretty and shit. Oh, nice, to Prince. Yeah, I've got a bunch of ideas regarding that for my house, too. I want to make, like, a stone pathway that just, like, comes in from the sidewalk and then wraps around the house and has, like, a patio area and stuff. And I keep going back and forth on whether I want to just, like, lay down big stones or, like, do the paver thing or what have you. Voxy! Welcome, Voxy and Voxerinos. Voxlets. Voxy, I hope you had a good stream. I hope you had a great time, and I hope you have a pleasant evening. Thank you for the raid. Yeah, go check out Voxy's stream if you have not. He gets the Caleb D guarantee. Seal of approval. It's good shit. We're drafting some Powered Cube here on Magic the Gathering Online. Got a pretty good start. We don't have power, right? We don't have like a bunch of Moxen and recalls and stuff, but if you're not doing that, just answering everything that the opponent plays is pretty good. I'm just going to grab a counter. Speaking of answers. Caleb D, home improvement stream when? I don't think I'd be very good at that in Tropic Ender. I think the best home improvement content is all like YouTube videos too. People that really know what they're doing edited videos. Because like a lot of what you're doing is like fucking pounding the same goddamn nail in like a bunch of times. Very meticulously measuring and measuring again. Shit like that, right? It's just not... doesn't seem like good content to me. Yeah, no shovel effects for this brainstorm. We actually had to pass by some fetches earlier too, so there might not be a lot of fetches left available. I'm gonna grab this talisman. Gives a little bit of fixing. Gets you to your sweepers a little faster. Magic's so fast these days, you really need to play your sweeper turn 3 sometimes. Irregular cut bluestone looks nice into a garden. Oh yeah. Ooh, flooded strand. I think I'd be into this prismatic ending if the strand wasn't here. Yeah, that's another thing, is I've been slowly replacing as much lawn with garden stuff. Raised beds and the like. And I kind of want to get some giant rocks in there, just like a bunch of statues and giant rocks, and just like have the whole thing be like a sick-ass rock garden that's interesting and cool and quirky. And just not have a lawn. Just have it be like sweet paths and giant boulders and cool plants and shrubs. I just put in a bunch of creeping juniper that I'm hoping will create this like buffer expansion around one of my raised beds. I like Over the Lord of the Mistmoors as a win condition in these control decks. I dig that. For those that are showing up, wondering why I'm chatting about landscaping and home improvement, it's because I'm old. I'm an old person. That's what I care about now. I like comfy socks. I like talking about rocks and birds. Skydiver for the sideboard. Voice of Victory is really good against decks like mine. I'm actually gonna... hold on. I was gonna say that I was actually gonna take Council's Judgment over Remand because we have so many nice early game counters that we don't really need the Remand, even though Remand's great. And Council's Judgment can answer problematic cards like opposing walkers that are otherwise difficult for us. That said, it's very hard to take a removal spell over Teferi. Teferi's doing a bit more, right? Rock beds, rock bands, hell yeah. Some rock and or roll. Jesse says, Portlander here, the whole city's moving towards non-traditional lawns like that. Nice. Yeah, I think they look a bit more interesting, and that's like personal preference, right? There's nothing against how a traditional lawn looks. But I think they're better for the environment, too. There's like a bunch of sweet native plants and such. I know the city here is always like asking people to try and make sure like as least amount of like lawn debris goes into the gutters and such as possible. I usually don't like consult the star charts in Cube very much because you're replacing some of your mana base with like Moxen and whatnot. And the game typically doesn't go long enough to like take advantage of having a bunch of lands in play. I think this deck's different. I think we're gonna have those kinds of games. A lot of sweepers now. Did you miss the games from our draft last night? No. Yeah, they were on my other account. So maybe someday, some year, I'll fire up that account and have a draft on it. Rock gardens are sick. Your parents have one. Less maintenance. Yeah, less maintenance. It's a pretty big perk. Pavers need a quarter minus rock leveled impact to be a major pain in the ass. Yeah, but then it also, like, lasts longer, right? I worry about just laying down some stones and then, like, sinking in and getting covered up and all that. Hey, thanks, babe. Got some rice and chicken here. And some broccoli. Oh, interesting. Interesting pack. I guess I want the colonnade. We only have one token producer for the staff. Yeah. Interesting. So Fractured Identity does that thing I was talking about earlier, like with like answering random walkers and stuff. This Vista would be really nice for our mana base, but I'm gonna take the Fractured. Make sure I get it. Solid chance it comes back, but hey, what are you gonna do? Board this in on the play. Lawns are a good carbon sink. I feel like they're not as good of a carbon sink as like having big bushes and trees and stuff. Vipus. I was talking about the carbon runoff from lawns too, really impacting our lakes around here. There's these awesome lakes surrounding Madison that are like really cool to walk around and swim in and stuff. But with all the carbon runoff from everybody's lawns and fertilizer from nearby farms and stuff, the algae production, the blue-green algae just like explodes. So there's a good chunk of the summer that we just like can't actually use these lakes. Hey, Dan's Man, thanks for the sub, thanks for 65 months. The lakes around Madison are good in JRC, yeah. Wisconsin has some great lakes, but they're a bit north and a bit east of me. Grew up on Lake Superior. That is a great lake. That is an undeniably great lake. I like the Sea Chrome. We're in Booster 3. I do need like 5 more playables. I'm going to grab Brazen Borrower. The lawns are nothing compared to the farmland. You might be right. But like everybody's lawns added up together, it certainly means something. And if you can do a little bit, something to feel good about. I like doing a little bit when I can. Pick up some litter on my walk, whatever. Try to make the area a little better. I don't have to like solve the fucking universe with my choices, right? But if I can make things a little better, then that's something to feel better about. Hey to Prince, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 89 months. Hey. That's how I feel about it, Fluffy Face. So I didn't get quite enough grade A playables. So we're going to have to play some filler here. And some of these cards are totally reasonable. They're just not like my ideal main deck cards for a control deck. I think I'm leaning towards Tidebinder and Skydiver. Squid Squad, thanks for the sub, thanks for 78 months. Hell yeah, Blue Man, cheers. Profs and Time Twister are sweet. I would be more excited if I had, like, more than 6 creatures in my deck with 3 sweepers, right? This is, like, not our plan. El Tassi. Do you think I put a Savai Triumph and Lush Portico on top of the Leyline Binding for no reason? It's a good thing to notice, but it's clearly something I'm aware of, right? Oh, I don't like this Ocelot Pride. Yeah, I might be doing the binding and those other critters. Scale Lord isn't the worst, but we already have a bunch of 5 mana things. Yeah, let's do binding, and then let's actually play an extra land. Then I'll have an extra untapped land for my counters on turn 2, but I'll still have all the dualies for the binding and such. They're considered good carbon seeks because of how fast they grow. Yeah, but then you cut it. Go free, Kyron. Go back. Go wild. Whereas a shrub or a tree are going to actually hold that for a long time, right? All right, where are we at? This is 13 blue and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 white. I think that's okay. And like more of the white lands are comfortably tapped, which seems fine because like they're not going to be casting counterspell on turn 2 anyway. They need to be double whites for the sweepers later. Okay. I'll probably need some lands. That Sage of the Skies looks really bad in this deck. The ideal spot for that card is like a deck that has like a Mox or something to play out before it. Not a deck full of reactive counter spells. Oh, nice, Vipus. The long con spawn. I think I heard about that. Fucking white people, am I right? Hey, sup, Meta Bubbles? That seems fine. I'll just Tidebind to the 2/2 here. Get your discard on. You deserve it. Yeah, I joined a land management group on Facebook, Vipus, and it's interesting how much of it appears to be doing like controlled burns and cycling through. So like one year they'll do like 10% of one area, and then like the next year they'll move on and such. Just a small enough amount to like refresh things while also making sure the critters have places to move to and such. Oh, cool. Yeah, that seems like a super sweet job. A part of me wants to skydiver, take that blood token. Like, it is mine. You get lots of poison oak, sure. I think I'm like relatively immune because I've been on trips with friends and family where like everybody else got fucked up by it, and that was fine. Not sure I want to test it though. Wipe my butt with some? I don't. Yeah, I don't. For science. How do you think I got immune? How'd you become a land management contractor? Like, did you start in a related field? I hope they didn't consult for that. It's kind of what I've noticed on Linoka, is that, like, when I'm playing blue-white control, the deck looks dirtily as shit. It's got, like, a bunch of counter spells and removals and sweepers and stuff. But then when it plays out, I'm like, yeah, I'm flashing my thing, attack, attack, attack. So you can have those, like, long, grindy control games, but you can also do stuff like this. Hey, Gargadon, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 17 months there. A lot of subs in a row there. Appreciate you, Andrew Bot. And MathCat00, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 7 months. Hell yeah. Your dad introduced you to it, worked for the Oregon Department of Agriculture's Noxious Weed Program. Between that and growing up on a farm, you're used to working out outdoors? Yeah. I think I'd like a job like that. Get outside more. Yeah. I also grew up in a fairly rural area. Broken down old dairy farm. I want to play the Skydiver, but I think I'm just going to pass. Keep this consult up. Try and kick it at the end of turn. Hey, the Swift one. Thanks to the sub. Thanks to 98 months. Oh, man. I should have kicked it. I could have spell pierced and then also got another card. You have a friend who works tirelessly for local parks trying to stop invasive mines from eating all the trees. Yeah. That's good work. Let's play around days. Right, that's what we were doing, Barnabas. We were playing around days, of course. Well then. The Wheel of Fortune, the Faithless Looting, the Manamorphose are all kind of leading me to think that my opponent is playing a Breach deck. A deck with Breach combo. Brain freeze. Hasty Ledger Shredder is interesting. Same. Oh boy. Yeah, counters from the Prof's Eidetic Memory. Yeah, I kind of wish I had another instant speed removal spell for this matchup. We got Swords and Leyline Binding. I still don't like the Scale Lord. Don't really like Ocelot Pride either, especially on the draw. Could just play the profs, just to cycle. Bounce with Fairy and play it again. Right, Fracus? It's a different world than it used to be. So this all seems good. I don't know if I'm going to be Rafine's Towering or Lush Portico next turn. Probably Tower, actually. Make sure I get double blue. I know if you remand a flashback card, it still exiles because it's part of flashback. I would assume the same thing with Memory Lapse. Well, that's bad for me. Perfect. Alright, we got an Ocelot Pride and 2 lands. It's a nice strip mine. Good example of, like, how punishing a pile that comes to play tap lands can be, right? If the Rafine's Tower was just an island, then they wouldn't be able to strip mine me off that, and I would still have the Memory Lapse up. Two valid lines here. Lose focusing the Fable. Or scooping. Could do both, could do both. Wait for it to resolve and then concede. Yeah. So there's something here with like the Ocelot Pride making it hard for them to attack for a little bit and stuff, but we're just not hitting land drops, so fine packing. They did show me something worth skydiving. Let's not bring him back in. Cut the Ocelot Pride on the play. We can cut the Sage of the Skies. $19 lands, let's go. Keeping a 2-lander is awkward versus the Strip Mine deck, but at least the Archive helps find me another land, right? Yeah, it's not a matter of this deck, like, needing 19 lands necessarily, especially with the Talisman, but it's a matter of, like, the other cards. You do the, like, okay, is this better than just another land test? And most of the stuff in our sideboard fails that test. Could Wrath on their turn, could bounce their one thing they play. We'll see. One nice thing about holding up Wrath is you're also holding up Lose Focus. I don't know how much that matters. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Frab just days with a sub, the 64 whole months. Hell yeah. One thing about countering the unholy is they might just like have a haster for Teferi. I wonder how much I care about that. I don't think I care about it that much. Is a cube the best shape? I've never seen a better shape. Stop the bird-on-bird violence. Did Outburst getting unbanned make Teferi a good card in Modern again? Oh, I don't know. Oh, Gerblin Schumann. You're partial to a Gombak as the best shape? The fuck is a Gombak? First known homogeneous 3D object with one stable and one unstable equilibrium point. Huh. Means it can always self-write like a Weeble. It was proven to exist and mathematically built in 2006 by some Hungarian scientists. You like a donut? I bet you do. I also like a donut. Oh, shapes, right, yeah. You think one of them working on that won a Fields medal? Well, why didn't they win a... It seems like they should have won like a math medal or something. The Living Gombak. Oh, they made a turtle version. Exactly, yeah, the land managers should be winning a Fields medal. I would like to declare attack. Opponent's clearly got some kind of a plan, right? They passed with all this mana up. They didn't flash back their Echo or anything. Oh, hot damn water's good. Hot damn water sounds disgusting. You wouldn't understand. Yeah, I almost lose focus for like just enough for them to pay for it. So they would do that, and then I would spell Pierce. Kind of regretting not doing that now. Well, opponent's down to 2. Hot damned water is there to counteract holy water. Ooh. That sounds useful. I win! No blue mana. You do have like 3 lands into a sweeper. But you also have like double blue cards in the deck. I think I keep this and then bin one of the critters. I'm not sure which critter. Probably Borrower. Coming up, freeze, boys. Y'all ever fall from grace of God? Where no doctor could relieve you? All the time, hail Santa. Some good mud play. Some of y'all are wondering, does mud play refer to the song we were just listening to, where the rivers all run dry and stuff? And other people are wondering, is mud play a euphemism? And you're both correct. I should fall from grace of God. So they lose the Saga, but then they get a Zero-Man Artifact, do some of that Academy. Academy's looking pretty juicy. Tea and cake. Yeah. We can activate that relic too. Yeah, there's something to Skydiver taking the Candelabra. But I think if you let that Emery just start rebuying things, you're in a rough spot. Beautiful looking Academy deck there, right? They have Mox Emerald, Mox Sapphire, and Mox Opal with Candelabra to untap, and there's a Saga to tutor. During the draft portion, there was a late Lorien that I passed on. Kind of wishing it was in my deck right now. Hopefully the Skydiver gets to do something. I might not even play it next turn. I might go Wan Sheen, tuck their Relic. Might do that. Academy is Shion's horror matchup. I'm not sure I agree with that. You can pick them apart the same you can with any other. But it helps to have a strip mine or wasteland for the Academy itself, of course. One thing about the artifact ramp decks is they can like ramp up and make all the mana in the universe. And then if you just have a few counters for their like few gassy cards, like if I had a force negation for this Tinker, for example, then it can kind of just not matter. And then just flood out. The issue is that Relic is going to keep that from happening. It's going to be constant gas. Launching on the Battlesphere is awkward, because then they get to rebuy the Battlesphere and replay it and get the tokens again. Plenty of mana. Thought about grabbing a Mirror token. They certainly do get stash. Really wanted to Skydiver the Relic. So in an ideal world, the Skydiver gets to take the Jewel, and we find another sweeper that answers the Battlesphere. That's the ideal world. We'll see. So we know they still have the portal in hand, which is a big bummer. One thing about Wan Shi Tong is that it does ensure that I'll have a creature. I guess we have to worry about dying, huh? I'm just going like portal and then serving for the win. Yeah, I guess we have to Emeritus and I'll just like draw a counter. Feels like a lot of sweepers. Fractured Identity would have been a nice one that game too. Or Tide Binding. Yeah. A lot of nice answers in here. Hopefully they can line up a little better. A lot of cards worth force of negationing. Yeah, the main concern is Urza's Saga can make tokens that are uncounterable. We do have ways to interact with them, right? We have sweepers and bounce and spells and stuff. But then there's also 3 Moxit in their deck. which can lead to some very explosive starts. The Flooded Strand is going to go fetch a Surveil land, I guess. I cut the Sage for Ocelot Pride. I think Ocelot Pride's better on the play. The opponent's also not playing a deck that's like full of removal and stuff, so the Ocelot Pride has a better chance of connecting and such. Meanwhile, life gain really doesn't matter at all from Sage. Hand's pretty solid. What's your thing? Our game plan is not to have pressure plus disruption, Matt and Kath. Our game plan is to disrupt and kill them eventually whenever. The main thing is having an answer for the key pieces of interaction, like that Relic of Sauron. I really wish I had a counterspell up for. Very possible I should have just counterspelled the Emery. Okay. Just keep bouncing the Emery. Mill them 4 cards at a time. The issue with the Emery sticking around is it means we can't counter anything else, because they'll just be able to rebuy it. If it is countered Emery the first time, I'm going to have Loose Focus up for whatever big thing they're playing. It's a pretty big thing. Not a bad one to Fractured Identity. I feel a lot better about my spot right here if I had a way to rebind this Fractured, or if I had a Force Negation in hand, or, you know, so on and so forth. The coveted jewel. If all I do is play Battlesphere, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. We'll see. Portal's a fine answer to a Brazen Borrower. I wonder if they have a draw 7 to keep from decking. I'd be very surprised if they had Thassa's Oracle. So if you Memory Lapse this Ancestral Recall, does it go in my library or theirs? This says owned by Caleb D. Who owns the Ancestral Recall? It's not a real card. Looks like a real card. It's got a mana cost. You say it has mana cost in the upper corner. This is an arena? Yeah. Thankfully. Sealy's a little troubling. Doesn't look like I can win this one. I wonder if Ultima's still in the cube. That was a sick one for busting up artifact decks. Huh. I thought they were going to copy Battlesphere and just clear Ugin here. Targeting Portal is really awkward if I did have a removal spell too. I don't, but... Okie doke. Be really nice to get a hit on them and take the Coveted Jewel. Because then if they attacked me back, they'd get the Coveted Jewel back and be close to decking. Too bad I didn't have mana for Odawara this turn. Yeah, the band is Bluegrassy Barbar. Native Howl. They said that their main influences, like they're mostly a bluegrass band, but they're also influenced by like thrash metal. So they have some guitar parts that are kind of like that sometimes. Gaining life with Umezawa's. Interesting. We do have a sweeper in here that exiles. That'd be a real nice answer to this battle sphere. Looks like an expel or an upheaval, huh? That I can scoop too. Yeah, I was worried about that one. Upheaval and Tinker are both cards that you like really want to have a hard counter for, and then didn't line up. Finally, some real music. Hey, Rotten Agenda, thanks for giving a sub to Patrick Mende. Congrats, Patrick. Cheers, Rotten Agenda. Deathfest starting tomorrow? Nice. This is indeed the guy that does the first of May song. He's got one about zombies that I kind of like too. Hey, Zeta Z thinks the 16 months. Yeah, the singer is Jonathan Colton. He does also put on a cruise, yeah. And I'm friends with some of the people that go on that cruise pretty regularly on Facebook. And they made it sound awesome. And there was one year I was considering going. And then, like, COVID hit. And, like, I don't know. Just, I was like, oh, cruises seem like the fucking worst thing imaginable. Why would anyone do that? Uh, oh, you're more interested in a cube now, in a cruise now. Interesting. You get different tastes. Some. So many ridiculous lines in this song. 8 mana here. 8 mana. 8 power here. Put it at 11. So we're not going to be killing them next turn. Don't mind pitching the Wan Chi Tong to the Force Negation, because we still got this Overlord in reserve. Fair enough. Yeah, I thought there was a chance that they would want to kill the Tideminder to get the currency converter back online. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Street Rat Roger. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 79 months. Now we have 13 power. And they're at 11. Folks, I don't want to have a arena versus moto discussion. There's other places you can talk about that. You're good, Blue Man. Very difficult to figure out if people are asking in good faith, and I don't care. I just, yeah. Been sick of that conversation for 8 years now. Cockatrice King, rise up. I think I played more Magic League than Apprentice or Cockatrice. But they're all pretty much the same. I don't believe you, not Mason Cubes. You asked, and then you started arguing while saying you're not arguing. If someone wants to DM you, you can. If you want to, like, Google it and see people's arguments on Reddit, you can. But if you keep on, I'm going to time you out. I guess no changes, huh? Laying down here. Comes and play tap land on turn 1. It's a good spot for it. It was a classic. Yeah, last game I Brazen Borrower bounced a Mana Rack on 2, but that's because I didn't have anything else better to do. Brazen Borrower is pretty good for that. You like songs you can relate to, right? Songs with a message. Songs with a story about them. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Oratog, thanks 100 bits. Huh. Alright. Will science ever find a cure to the medical crisis of our times? Penis getting stuck in Coke bottles. I mean, it doesn't sound like he ever tried the, like, heating up the bottle so that it expands. That's what I would do. Take a cold shower. Oh, yeah. Might be consulting to hit a land drop. Yeah, I'm going to do that. The Midnight release their Syndicate EP. I feel like I listened to that recently. My memory's not that good. It's probably worth a counter. Whoa. Traumatic critique, Get my little untamps in. Guess that's resolving. You don't know what's going on? We're playing Magic the Gathering. Chat isn't mad. Here on twitch.tv. Whatever the heck's doing, they seem a little gaslight, Kind of like they got stuck playing like in between like a control deck or a artifact deck. Doing stuff. Ooh. We are not. Good thing that sewers came to play tapped. Next draft, let's go.